Hi, Tim Qualls here for Around Town, and when I say that, everybody recognizes his face with me. I wish you would flash back a few years and jump back in this ring right now yourself, but bringing you back to boxing, I'm excited about it. Dave Tyberry here with me from TNT, and when I say that, you're bringing Delaware boxing back. I mean, what a way to get back into it, promotions.
Well, Tim, I appreciate the support here at Delaware Park. You know, it's interesting. Your support, the local media is loving it. I think the local overall public's loving it. The fact that this is where it started back in the mid-1950s. A lot of people don't know. Sugar Ray Robinson, Rocky Marciano fought in Delaware. And Delaware Park was the hotbed 50s, 60s, and 70s. And they're making a return now. And as you can look around the room, I don't think you would find Pernell Whitaker walking in the crowd here any other time.
No, and it amazes me that because this is not your first venture, and of course you're associating yourself with and helping raise money for PAL Center. That's what it's all about, and putting these things out there and helping that. And that kind of got you back involved with it. We kind of tricked you, I think, you know, and got you back involved because they needed some help there. But your first promotion, thousands of people coming out because you're bringing Delaware boxers, and you're trying to get these big guys outside. I mean, you got a card coming up here.
We really do. I think when you look at a card in Delaware, a promoter in Philadelphia said, you know, Atlantic City would envy this card. The fact that you have a former world champion, Larry Marks, you have Chucky Cavallo, 16-0. You have 3 Delaware guys like Ryan Belasco, who's 5-1, up-and-comer, real hard hitter, beautiful boxer. You have Rich Stewart, his brother Mike was on a contender, who you know, Mike. And when I look at the kind of talent on one card, and then we're also paying tribute to our military. We're going to have a salute to anyone who served in the armed forces. We want to recognize them before the fight. And we're also, as you mentioned, the big presentation. We're going to give from the fight purses. We're going to give from the fight card. We're going to give $10,000 to the Police Athletic League for the new 5,000 square foot boxing club.
And that's what it's all about. And I'm just glad to see you getting back into it because I know you had that bad taste in your mouth. I mean, and the only way that you can really change it is the way that you're doing here. If you're doing the promotion side of it, you can keep it right. I mean, and that's one way to do it. And the marriage with Delaware Park's got to be tremendous for you. I mean, because like you said, the venue that was here, my wife was talking about it, and when she used to come to the fights here, because this is first of many, hopefully.
Well, it really is. And when we look at names, you hear Joe Barbizzi, you hear Ronnie Branch, John Thornton, all these names, these guys are the guys that used to fight here regularly. They're going to be recognized that night as well. So we're going to bring a little flavor back from the past. And a venue like this, so centralized, but at the same time, a rich history of boxing, it was a perfect marriage.
Yeah, and there's more to come and everything. We're going to show you a little bit of the weigh-ins and stuff because that's important stuff that comes in. I didn't realize it. My first experience back here in the weigh-ins and stuff, how these boxers have to try really work to get to that weight and stuff. It amazes me because they one guy told, go run, boy, you get it off. I mean, so they have to. They got to get to that weight.
You're right, Tim. It was interesting because the commissioner's firm, he said, you're going to have to go work it off. You got an hour to work it off. I'm going to stick around. And I think it's fair because you come in, you sign a contract at a certain weight, and so you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your opponent that you're supposed to come in at that weight. And so, yeah, when you're behind the scenes like you are tonight, you could really appreciate it.
Yeah, and there again, you overseeing it as one of the promotions out here. That's one of the things that you brought in one of the Stern commissioners. You know, this guy's been around for a while and been working it hard. So you brought him in over here to kind of oversee this a little bit. I mean, this guy's going to do it right.
He really is. Pennsylvania Commission's a great commission. Great serve, does a great job. And they've been talking the last few years about Delaware establishing a commission. But at least if you feel like a state's overseeing you, Pennsylvania is a good one. They're stern. They want to make sure that the safety of the fighters are number one. All the fights are competitive. All the things that I look for. Your safety first, great fights, because ultimately the fans win.
Yeah, Dave, it's always a pleasure. I hope you don't mind, that we show some of the footage of some of the guys weighing in and everything else. But tremendous fights. You guys missed it when you're watching this, but you don't want to miss the next one. We'll bring you up to date on that. But Dave Tyberry's back in the box, and the brothers have never left it. Well, speaking of that, how many of your brothers actually fought out here? Any of them?
There were 7 of us. Yeah, it was interesting. We saved Delaware Park a lot of money. They didn't have to pay travel fees. 7 Tyberry took the whole card up for him.
There you go. And Dave Tyberry back into it. This is at Delaware Park. Fantastic. Under the stars. I mean, you can't get any better than this than Dave Tyberry. So thanks for watching. I'm hoping you're catching all that because Dave, that would be a fight right there. Pernell Whitaker taking on Dave Tyberry. Neither one of you been in the ring for a while. It's an honor and a privilege to have you here in the state of Delaware, buddy.
Thanks for having me. But one thing for sure, I'm a Hall of Famer. And I like my chances.
Yeah,
I've been in the ring for a while, but I like my chances against him.
yeah, but you're not just like Dave. Once you get into that world of boxing, you don't want to leave that world of boxing. I mean, it's a lot of fun, a lot of competitive, and you got some fighters that now you're taking on fighters, training them a little bit. How's it? What's going on with you?
I mean, it's my life. I love the sport. I've done it for 30 years. I've accomplished a lot. And the fans.
You're a legend, man. You are a walking legend. I mean, it's when you did as much as you have and fought the people that you have fought. I mean, and stayed in there. I mean, you were there for how many years did you box?
17 years as a pro and 12 years as an amateur.
And you're still walking. So.
Exactly, and probably have the best. Not probably. I have the best defense in the sport. So.
And that's what kept you there for so long.
That's what it's all about. It's a beautiful feeling, man, when you can hit somebody and they can't hit you.
That's speed. That's all that is too. You got to have some of that.
And it's good to be in Delaware. It's my first. It's got to be. It's going to be hopefully a good turnout. But if they have more fights here consistently, I'm pretty sure this place can turn out some pretty good fans.
Yeah, because we're going to bring about 1,000 eventually. I know it out here because it's a good sport, and we've got so many fighters within the region. Like yourself, you got a fighter on the card this trip. Who we got out there?
Whether if I was invited out, I'd be here anyway. Whether I had a fighter or not. Because. I like to support the sport of boxing, and for cities like Delaware or anywhere else that, that's really not like Atlantic City or New York or Vegas or anything. For the fans in Delaware to get the opportunity to come out and support the guys and support good boxing. I'm behind that 100%.
Yeah, because some of these guys that you're going to watch, if you come out here, are going to be the stars of tomorrow. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Where you're going to have to go to Atlantic City, you're not going to get as up close and personal as you can here now.
Exactly, and that's what it's all about, you got to support every one of these gentlemen for going in there and trying to better their careers.
And better their lives. I mean, I was talking to one gentleman there, and I mean, and everybody wants, because people don't realize how much you go through before you get to that money fight, and some of them never get there.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think it's, my philosophy is it's not about the money. It's for the love. You fight for the love of the sport. I always fought for the love of the sport. And when you start thinking about how much money you're gonna get, that's when guys run into trouble. If they go in there and fight for the love of the sport, you're going to get good results.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're looking to try to think you're going to get the next big figure. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, and you're probably right, because the ones that talk about the money,
right.
The ones I hear talk about the money, I never see them there at the money fights. It's the ones that I don't, the love of the sport.
I mean, you just got to put yourself in a good position, man. You got to win. You got to win. If you don't win, you don't go. You got to win. You can't almost win or lose a close decision and think you're not. You'll be fighting on the Nickelodeon channel.
Pernell Whitaker, it is a pleasure to have you in the state of Delaware and with us.
All the fans, all the people in Delaware, all the boxing fans get out and come out and support the young fighters.
Tell them all to watch my show when they're turning the TV. Well, yeah, just tell them to watch the Tim Quall show.
And get an opportunity to watch the Tim Quall show. He's a wonderful guy. Give him a chance.